Greetings, dear friends. Happy Monday to you. I trust you had a lovely weekend and are ready to step into this new week ahead. Here we are with our usual Monday check-in and our Mastering Your Mindset session. I'm going to change up the vibe of these sessions soon, so stay posted for that. But before we get into pulling cards, the whole intent of these sessions are just to really help the collective, help all of us feel into the influencing vibes that are all around us. We are energetic beings, and I think it's really important when we look at mindset mastery to acknowledge the depths of our own inner GPS. And of course, the GPS, our inner GPS or our inner compass, is deeply affected by the phases of the moon, which is how come I like to start there. So this week's lunar influence is by the last quarter phase of the moon in the sign of Pisces, which will arrive in 2 days' time on the 18th. Pisces is it's a water sign, so it's very much about feeling your feelings, but it's also about getting in touch with your intuitive nature, getting in touch with that guidance, your spiritual nature. We are all spiritual beings having this experience. So I feel like this week we're really guided to get in touch with that connection, get in touch with what makes you feel on track, what makes you feel like you're tapping into your uniqueness, your unique gifts. What are you here to share with the collective? When we do that, we can actually be of contribution, but be of support to the whole experience that we're all having. So this is a time, hand on your heart, nice deep breath, and really look at what types of practices, or is there more meditation? Is there more contemplation? Is there more accessing? How do I feel about myself here? If you watch these sessions with me before, you know that's one of my favorite questions. It's highly, highly highlighted for this week. Now, the two pieces that I think are going to create a little bit of equilibrium for us is, while this last quarter phase of the moon is in the sign of Pisces, the sun is in Gemini. So there's going to be this direction for us to really get in touch with how do we communicate? What words are we using? So that the Gemini and Pisces together, that's going to really help us get in touch with our own nature of logic and intuition. Both are needed and both are accessible to us. So what kind of practices do you do to actually lead with your authentic intuitive nature, but then use your logical, your thinking, your communication to align with that? That's kind of the vibe that we're sitting in. So you might find that you're more in touch with your intuitive nature. You might find that you have kind of prophetic dreams, or that you actually wake up in the morning realizing, oh gosh, I've had this massive download and this is what I'm being guided to direct myself towards, or to shift and change. All of it is okay and right, but for you. But the key issue here is to make sure that you're finding your rhythm and your best way of tapping into that, because we all do have our own unique ways, if that makes sense. If anything I say on these sessions confuse you, discombobulate you, you need some more support or guidance, just put it in the comments below or message me directly. My intention with these is to help you realize you are in the right place at the right time. You do have the power, the capacity, the capability that maybe your logical thinking might have you think otherwise. So, okay, take a nice deep breath. Let's pull some cards. So the first deck that we use for these sessions is the Letting Go guidance. So the idea here when we're thinking about our mindset, there's always phases that we go through as we evolve and do our upward spiral of becoming who we truly are. And let's face it, we all are. We're all works in progress. So as we become aware, as we tap into different energies, as we become aware of where's the moon and what's that doing for me, there's always things that are like, okay, that served its purpose and now I don't need it anymore. So let's first of all look at what we're going to focus on, maybe just saying thank you and letting go of as we continue walking forward. Oh, interesting. And what's come up is relationship. Now, of course, all relationships start with the relationship you have with you. So when I say relationship, what sparks? What comes up? What intuitive little piece comes up for you? Is it a relationship that you have with a way of thinking, with a way of speaking? Is it a physical relationship? Is it a relationship with a group or with a mindset or with a belief system? Just have a wee look in there. And like I say, don't overthink this. Feel into it. That Pisces energy is saying, trust your inner wisdom. So now we're moving into the tarot. Let's see what tarot card comes up with this idea. This tapping into the subtle messages. Oh, interesting. What's come up is the Ten of Swords. So if you think about that relationship, if we're going to let go of a relationship, is there a propensity in you? Ten of Swords kind of feels like a catastrophizing aspect. Oh my gosh, everything's chaotic and falling apart. And take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath and trust. So this is really important. I think that even if when we're looking outside, let's face it, there is a lot of discombobulation on this planet right now. And that could bring in some of that Ten of Swords energy of, oh my gosh, what about this and what about this? And this is terrible and this is falling apart. And can you come into your own spiritual, powerful nature? We are all powerful beyond measure. And so that's the change that you wish to see. Number one, the change that you wish to see is looking for you. But number two, it always starts within. So could you look at maybe cultivating a wee bit more of a, retract your energy and attend to your own spiritual nature first and foremost. Maybe that needs to be put on the top of your priority list, that you need to look after yourself. Maybe you need a wee bit more meditation. Maybe you need a wee bit more alone time or contemplation time, journaling time. Only you can answer that. But having that ability, that willingness to ask yourself those questions, how do I feel about myself here? How do I feel about myself in this environment, doing these things, saying yes to this, saying no to that? How do I feel about myself here? Now, sometimes we will feel a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit anxious, a little bit trepidatious. I keep using that word. I don't even know if that's really a word, trepidatious. Well, it is now, right? So follow it, because there is guidance. Now, this is what I'm saying, is that when we come into feeling our feelings, let's face it, some of them are pretty uncomfortable. If you have an uncomfortable feeling, rather than run away from it, can you be willing to allow it to inform you? Of course, if it becomes overwhelming, then you do need to reach out for support. But see, are you willing to show up for yourself and feel all of your feelings? And know that no emotion is permanent. Emotions come up to guide us, to show us, to help us navigate and make choices. But that's what I'm saying too, is that if it becomes overwhelming, then that is when you do need to reach out for support. So I'm not saying go in and get swallowed by emotions, but just be willing to feel them and see how that feels for you. That's where our intuition speaks to us also, through those little emotions, big emotions. So now that I've said all that, I'm pulling 3 of the Intuitive Whispers Oracle cards. Oh, this is awesome. This is really good vibe here. So the first one is you are brilliant. Isn't that awesome? I said that. We are powerful beyond measure. You are brilliant. You are auspicious. You are so capable. Can you feel that? Do you tell yourself that truth? Do you embody that? Step into it. Step up. That's what's needed. And then this is what made me laugh too, was feel, don't think. So I said there's this balance between the Pisces energy and the Gemini energy. So that's the Gemini energy is the think, and the Pisces is the feel. So we are all conditioned, especially in the Western world, to think too much. So making decisions, that's why that question, I really encourage you to embody and take in, how do I feel about myself? Here and here, and doing these things and saying yes to this and saying no to that. It's such a powerful way to get in touch with your own intuition. And the final one of these is to fill up your cup. Now, filling your cup, this means sacred self-care is priority number 1. You must fill your cup in order to be of highest and best service in this world. We all have unique gifts and talents and responsibilities in this collective game that we're all playing together. So filling your cup means that you know when it's time to be in the company of other people and to be doing things, but you also know when it's time to pull back and just be in your own energy and look after you physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Filling your cup means you know all of the things that fill you up on those 4 pillars. So I encourage you this week also to be doing your PEMS check-in. How are you physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually? And fill your cup on all 4 pillars. Okay, like I said, if you need any guidance or support on any of these ideas, just let me know. I'm just about to wrap this up and send you off onto this beautiful week ahead, but we'll finish the session off with one of my Liberate Your Inner Truth cards. Awesome. The card that's come up is I am empathetic. This is a good one too, actually. How do I feel about myself here? Feeling into this. So to truly be supportive of another, I first strive to understand them. Empathetic people take the time to understand other people's preferences and motivations. I listen non-judgmentally and leave my assumptions at the door. I like that one. May this serve you well. May this week be balanced and tapped into your intuitive nature. I wish you a beautiful week ahead. I'll be back again with you in 2 weeks' time. I'm not coming in on this for our session next week, but I'll talk more about that when I come back. Much love to you.